What's going on, y'all? It's your man Hanley from On the Line With. We're back for Car Chats episode 95. We got B1 the Architect coming on. Sponsor of the show of this episode, Diamonds Rising out of Hobbs, New Mexico. Owned, ran, founded by Fabian Navarro. We have another company we're working with. I'm just waiting for some confirmation with him, but if you want to check him out now, you can go check them out. I believe it's R Star Getup, but I will leave the @name in my description of this conversation. Like I said, we're going live with B1 the Architect. I'm going to let him in right now. And I'm stoked. What up, the preacher? Peace. Oh, hello, Bill.
Hey, yo.
What's going on, bro?
Not too much, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah? All right. So,
Awesome.
I let everybody know that who was coming on, but why don't you give yourself your own introduction to everybody watching who might watch after the live. Bill CF is in the building.
Absolutely. What's up, Bill? He's a big supporter, man. I appreciate it.
This guy is legendary,
yeah.
bro. He will be remembered for life.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. He's always popping up, showing love to everybody. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm B1 the Architect from Toronto. Live currently in Durham, out east. Producer, MC, audio engineer. I do pretty much everything. So, and I've been putting out music for the last, I don't know, four or 5 years under that name. So, I mean, I've been writing and producing for 10 plus years, but since I've been actually actively pushing myself as an artist, it's been a few years.
So, and the rollout you've been doing, some like architecting, let's say.
Yeah.
The rollout you've been architecting for yourself, that you've been doing it every 2 weeks with a mix of like either it's a remix of a beat or it's a single. What made you choose 2 weeks over everybody's 1 week or a month or?
Honestly, it's pretty arbitrary how I decide this shit. I just, you throw shit at the wall.
Yeah.
You just keep trying stuff until something fucking works. Honestly, and also 2 weeks is what we used to do with LRP when we were in our groove a few years ago. We would do a video every 2 weeks, and that seemed to do pretty well in terms of giving you enough time to promote each track, but still have enough consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and yeah, shout out to LRP, man, because I've been a fan of you guys for a long time. Because I go back with Stitch too. Like when Stitch was just starting out, I was starting out, and I think it was MySpace. It was probably MySpace that got us linked up, to be honest. But
so way back.
Yeah, like we were top friends, bro.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so
yeah,
speaking of like Stitch and them, like, so when you guys started working together in like after 2010ish, right?
We started. I didn't actually meet him until about 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh, okay. So
I think it was like 2018 that I linked up with Kenzo. I met him through a random acquaintance, and then he introduced me to some people, and we had the idea to put together a group, and that's just kind of how that went. It just kind of happened overnight. Honestly, it was really quick. I did like 1 or 2 songs with Stitch, did a couple songs with KP, quickly kind of hit it off, and then we put together a group. And then I'd say COVID is when things kind of changed a little bit in terms of availability for everybody, and then I'm sure that changed a lot of things for a lot of artists. So I'm sure everyone understands that.
I think the arts industry got hit the hardest, especially musician and musical art, theater, all that. Anything
Absolutely,
that you need to speak, anything you need to breathe in.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
With the rollout that you've been doing, like I said, some are remixes, some are original singles. In comparison, what's the response been like for, like, say, a remix? Say the Till I Collapse remix as opposed to the new one you just dropped with, I think it was Alias, was it?
That was my last original single that dropped last week with Alias is a producer from Australia. who's part of a big production team that I've been linking up with. They're really good.
I got a producer out there you might want to link up with. I'm gonna send you his that later. He's pretty dope. He works a lot with he has youth centers out there that he has for like musicians and stuff to go to and like make music. He has 8 in the entire country, and he had KRS-One at one. He had Chuck D Cut the Red Tape at the original. So
that's awesome.
I think it's someone you could definitely probably get to work with because he's a dope producer. He just produced some joints for Rusty Jukes and one for Smith and Wesson.
Oh, that's fucking sick. Yeah, I would love to meet, get his contact, and link up. That'd be sick.
Definitely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure I helped Nicky O'Brien get a few shows out there while he's out there too because of this guy. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm tapping in.
So if I ever want to go to Australia.
Yeah. All I need now is to get my own fucking ticket.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to go there. It's a beautiful country from what I hear. But yeah, I have never been myself.
The beats you make, a lot of the beats that I've heard, like, produced by you and stuff, like there's some Australian artists out there like Complete, for example. I hate to bring up someone a lot of people know, but like he's someone I could see on one of your beats. You should try and send him a beat pack, man, because he's a pretty humble guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's one thing I wanted to start doing a bit more of is kind of putting myself out there as a producer, because when I first came into the public eye, I guess through LRP, everyone kind of knew me as an MC. So but I've been producing just as long as I've been rapping, so I kind of wanted to reestablish myself as a producer. Yeah. So
you just want a beat battle, right?
Yeah, I just want a beat battle with Bars of Death. They hosted a sample challenge, so everyone got the same sample, and we had to make a beat out of that. And I came first in that.
Do you have the beat that you made?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we hear it?
Sure. I mean, if whatever you can hear through some fucking city phone speakers.
As long as it's not like over blaring or whatever, it should be all right. We have people play their music all the time. Okay. I'm just really interested to see the sample.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, let me find it. Should be in the group here.
And like I tell others, like if the interview doesn't like scratch the surface that we try to get to, there's a part 2 whenever you want. Like you're always welcome on the show.
Absolutely, appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I don't think I've done a single interview in the last 4 years.
I've been getting a lot of people saying I'm their first interview. A lot of people saying that they haven't had an interview in so long. And I'm like, well, that's why I made the platform. Because when me and Stitch first started, the only way to get like your voice out, other than people listening to your music if they wanted to, was to go to radio stations at like the Toronto University, for example, for Stitch, or like my Ottawa University or the colleges, and trying to get on the radio shows, you know. And like you'd go there on a weekend, and like there's gonna be like 6 or 7 other artists already waiting outside the door. They've been there since like noon. Like the show doesn't start till midnight. Like I'm like, man,
it's crazy.
The dedication for a college radio station is unbelievable. At that point,
absolutely.
Holy shit. Yeah,
the grind that people had to go through just to have an interview or get heard in some way.
And that's why I made a platform like this one, because I'm like, I'm not going to, like, people are going to hit me up and ask to come on. I don't care if they're starting out like a day ago or if they've been in it for like multiple decades. Like if they want to showcase their shit, I'm going to let them showcase their shit. You know, like I'm not here to judge it, but like whoever's watching might, but that's not on me.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I invite all judgment. I invite all the smoke. Let's go. But
yeah,
this is the beat I won the
contest with. I don't think you didn't get much smoke because you won that beat battle and you won it for the bars challenge too. So like,
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Is that?
Can you hear that at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Try not to blow it up too loud.
You could probably smudge it a little bit. There we go. Yeah.
And I already have a song in the works with this too.
Yeah, I like it. This was the type of BPM I'd be on a lot back in the day, like the slow, like storytelling. Like that's a storyteller beat, bro. Like I can feel a story told on that shit. Yeah, that beat's nice, bro.
Thanks, brother.
What's the sample from?
Oh, what was it called? They posted it in the group. It was from a film soundtrack, I believe, like Spartacus or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sample. I was pumped because a lot of the time I've seen sample challenges and stuff online, and like they'll put in like the wackest shit that you have to chop up and use, and it's like, fuck, I don't even want to bother. But this one, as soon as I heard this, I was like, fuck yeah, that's a sick sample.
Yeah, you could go so many ways with that.
Yeah, exactly. And if you go through the page people posted, there was a lot of cool different interpretations of it, but I'm happy I was able to take the dub on that for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. And do you remember your verse from the rapping one that you won?
Honestly, I'd have to dig here. Yeah, I think it must be the most recent one I posted in there because I think it was the last rap challenge they had. So
well, we heard.
Try to find it.
Do you think that if you tried rapping those lyrics on that beat, it would work?
Probably, but I also have an actual verse on that beat.
This just kind of sounds like a cool idea. It's like combining them both just for this episode.
True.
It's all something right, we can make a clip. We can make a clip out of it, or a reel or something. I mean, it's something just to push something even more.
All right. Well,
I'm just thinking off the fly, brother. I'm just thinking off the fly.
No, I like the idea.
I'm busy from all the shit that's going on, so I'm like.
I feel you, bro. No worries. Let me see what I got here.
B1's waited long enough. B1 is tired of BS.
Yeah, exactly. No more BS for B1, bro.
But no,
but yeah, sorry. I want to. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
No, see Canadian shit right there.
Yeah, right. Everyone being too nice.
No, you please go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I wanted to clarify with the every 2 weeks thing. So I've been doing an official release, like a single, every 2 weeks, and then on the off week in between, I usually do a remix. Right. So every 2 weeks is like a Spotify on all the streaming platforms, and I've been working with different producers. Some of it's solo, some of it's collab, but it's all original. And then on the off week, I do some sort of remix. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Nice.
But
I like the mix of the both.
Yeah, it's dope to just because I want to touch on some popular beats and stuff that people might get introduced to me.
Yeah, that All My Life one was good too.
Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, that's a beat I normally definitely wouldn't rap on.
Yeah, that beat is nice. That beat is really nice. And I'm not like a huge Lil Durk fan because like it's just not my style of hip hop. But like
same.
He actually did pretty good on that track. Like I was surprised. He
didn't
do better
no,
than J. Cole.
The original song was good.
He didn't do better than J. Cole, but I mean.
No, definitely not.
J. Cole really touched deep on that verse though.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a fire song.
Like you're not allowed to post them anymore if you weren't like talking about them while they were here, like that type of message. I was like, nice.
Yeah, that was fire. I'm actually having trouble finding the lyrics for that.
That's
for that verse. I write too many fucking songs.
If you have any verse you want to rap, it doesn't have to be something that's coming out. It can be anything.
Could be anything. All right, I can definitely rap some unreleased kind of shit.
But on that beat.
Yeah, I got you. On that beat, I got you.
This is for everyone watching episode 95. I do this shit for you guys. 5 more to 100. 5 more to 100, everybody.
All right. I think I got a verse that'll work on that tempo. So let me pull it up.
I'm stoked.
All right. Sorry for all the scrolling. I don't know if we can edit around this when you post it.
It's all good. It'll go as is.
Keep it raw, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's because if I don't, I have to like. It doesn't let you download it from like after the thing. It only lets you share it. So like I'd have to post it, screen record it, and then it's like, I'd rather it be like I said, it's about like how the energy is. Like sometimes some people just don't have the energy while I'm talking to them, and I'm just like, yeah, we'll cut it now.
Fair enough. Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, I'm doing my best
like,
here. I'm not.
You're from like, from what I've seen on Facebook and like interacting with you, you're from like the same era that I'm from. So like you understand, like we have a similar vibe on things. So that's why I definitely appreciate being able to like chop it up with you now, because I've been trying to get in touch with a lot of the Lunchroom Poetz, but I'm always like, so many other people are talking to me that I forget, and I'm like, fuck.
No, I hear you, bro. And those guys have a lot going on. Everyone other than me in the group has kids, other than me and Stitch has a lot going on top of that. So I'm the only one with
I hope Stitch
who
is
makes the
doing
time for
well.
this thing. Yeah, it's been a while for sure.
I
All right, well let me spit up a couple little bars over this fucking B here.
Let's go. B1 the Architect, everybody.
Yeah. Check. The gods will circle me like the solar system. Just because they get some shine don't mean that I won't eclipse them. Love the clips and let it flow. Like your nose in cold conditions, cold as written, leave them frozen like winter. Leave no one living, dope prescription. So efficient that controls the system. So I'm living off the grid, winning cash for the flows I give them. Don't ever fight me, you'll open up Pandora's box. Forced to watch these hideous scenes when you explore my thoughts. More I watch you idiots scream, and the more you drop, the more I want to rip out your spleens. Open the door to block, ignore the tap. Dirty, grimy rappers, I'm short of mouth. You ain't hurting shit, you an early dinner like 4 o'clock. Corner block hugging, running your packs till you snooze and catch a slug and you get slumped on the ass. Nothing but mass subtracting, making room for my division. Cooler now. You the old model, be the new edition, motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, that's nice. And
yeah, it's a fun tempo to rap.
Yeah, bro.
Sure.
It is definitely a fucking fun tempo, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got a singer who's gonna get on the hook there for that track too. Shout out my man.
If for some reason you need a second verse.
All right. Hey, holler at your boy, eh?
I'll send you a link to the stuff that I had before I stopped making it. But like I'm back in it. I just haven't released anything yet. It's all stashed away until I'm ready.
Word. Okay,
yeah,
so you were making music
back into it. Yeah, when I was making, like, me and Stitch, I'm pretty sure we had 1 or 2 tracks, but when I deleted everything, I mean, like, it was just in time before everything was always saved, so I deleted everything. Even videos I had on YouTube, I went and reported them as, like, like I'm not supposed to be in them, so they took them all down and shit, and I'm like, yes. And then nowadays, you know that shit, I'm like, I can't ever get rid of what I have online, you know, so.
So how long were you doing that?
Well, I started in 2000. Well, okay, I started writing when I was really young because Outkast was out, and I was a big fan of Outkast and Wu-Tang and shit like that. But I was young. It was my brother's music, and he's 7 years older than me. So I was listening to it. So I started writing when I was like 12 or 13. Not good shit, anyway, obviously, but like just writing to like write. And then at 14, 15, I started writing, and I ended up coming across someone who had a home studio that was selling their old equipment. So I bought their old equipment, put it up in my house, and I learned how to engineer and shit from scratch. So like, besides beat making, me and you do understand basically some of the same shit. So like, I'm a lyricist. Awesome. I was a songwriter, and I was a sound engineer for a lot of like artists that were starting up too. Like, I wasn't like their go-to guy when they were actually making music later on, but I was like the reference track guy who still put out a decent enough mix that they could use for the radio at least.
No, it's dope to hear. So you've been in the game a long time. So you're an OG.
Since like 2000. I'll say 2006, just because 2005 I was 15 and still like writing, not really putting stuff out. But yeah, 2005 to like 2014, and then I stopped.
Dope.
And then I've been writing, but I never stopped writing.
Well, yeah, that's good. Never stop, man. Like, even if you're not actively putting stuff out, always keep it blade sharp. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, shout out to Rico Blocks. That's one guy who's like definitely about keeping his pen sharp. Who's been like, he took a hiatus too, but like he came back, and it's like he never left, and the shit's crazy. Are you familiar with Rico?
No, I'm not.
You should.
Definitely.
I think you and him can make a banger of a track too. Like, whether you're both.
Send me a link to him too.
I definitely will. Actually, I'm gonna see if he's available. Hold on. But yeah, definitely. So while we were talking about Lunch Room Poetz, give us a little more background on that. Like, were you producing more for them, or were you?
No, I was mostly rapping in the group, and well, no, that's not true. I was doing some mixing and mastering. I was doing all our video editing. I was doing a lot of the management of the pages and the social media. So I was doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I wasn't producing most of the beats. Most of the beats were done by well, I did a couple for LRP affiliated people, and I have a bunch of EP stuff with individual members of the group that I produced entirely. But none of that's even been put out because of the hiatus we had and like stuff with COVID and everything. So, but of the stuff that got put out, most of the production was done by Jimmy Dantana, who's a producer and engineer who Kenzo was working with at the time. So Kenzo and Jimmy Dantana, or Dan, were running the studio, and we would go through there, and that's kind of where we got most of our LRP stuff done. But I would stay after hours, after all the sessions were done, and I would be editing videos and staying up all night doing all that kind of shit.
Yeah,
so, yeah, I've always been.
You're a videographer too, right? Because you just did something for Soul Vibe Syndicate, right?
Yeah. Shout out those guys too. Super nice guys, man. They're from London.
Yeah.
That's Eli the Prophet.
That's Prime and Eli the Prophet, right?
Yeah.
We just said it.
Yeah.
We said it the same names but opposite. But yeah,
shout out to them.
They're supposed to be on the show too. I saw the video that you did for their intro.
Yeah. I've done a bunch of videos for a lot of different people. I usually just do the editing. I have a guy that I work with. He goes by North America Hip Hop on Instagram. He does all the camera work for me.
I think I just saw
and then
that
I do all the
on here. Someone posted.
Yeah, I think he might have popped in the live at one point.
Oh yeah, there he is. Jamo_289.
Yeah. That's my cameraman right there. So shout out him too.
I follow him. I think he followed me back. But yeah.
There you go.
So
making connections, bro.
When it comes, that's what I do, man. I try to connect people with as many people as I can, and like, the thing is, I don't really care about the numbers on my Instagram. I follow everybody, so like, once in a while I go through, see who's not active. You're not active, I'm like, see you later. If you follow me back, it's cool. Yeah.
No, absolutely. You just got to keep it real, man. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah. Right. Sounds like that. It sounds like I really want to get something out. Wanted to say something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when it comes to your producing and your like your lyrical capabilities, because you are a dope MC, you have no doubt about it. You have really great lyrics, so
appreciate.
You can rap. You can rap. So, which is very rare, it seems these days, where people can actually rap.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you feel like people acknowledge you more for your producing now, or your lyrical ability?
I'd say thus far it's been mostly my rapping, but that's partially my own decision, I guess, to market myself more as a rapper. It's also just part of being part of a rap group, right? Being part of LRP, and then just everyone like sees my name and sees my face as a rapper, so it makes sense. It's you don't, and it's like that's something I want to start doing more, is kind of showing video content behind the scenes and stuff, like in the studio, the stuff I do with editing and producing, and just kind of show a more well-rounded vision of what I actually do, because I think it's not anyone else's stuff.
Your name is perfect because it's everything you do is creating something.
Exactly.
It's fucking it's like you built all that around the name.
Yeah.
Which is like a double entendre. It like fucks with my head when I think about it.
Absolutely. That was when I used to go by, if we're going back way back, I used to go by B1, just B1.
It's funny because I was just gonna ask. So I'm like, what came first, the B1 or the architect?
Yeah. It was the B1. So it was actually my homie. I don't know if he's still in the live. He was in here at one point, but my homie Taylor, who was I went to high school with him, and he was a producer. We started making music together, and we were trying to come up with a name for me, and he suggested B1 because my last name is Blaone, spelt like Blay and then one, and so it just made sense as like a play on my name. So I went with B1, and then when I started putting music out and I started uploading to socials and stuff back in the day, this must have been like, I don't know, 2010, 2011, 2012, like way back. And when we started uploading everything, I was seeing conflicts where there's other B1s. There was like 3 different ones. So you would end up on some random fucking guy's Spotify page, or you know what I'm saying? So then I was like, okay, well, clearly that name is already taken. I don't want to have any conflict with copyright or overlapping names or anything. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to get rid of the B1. I just wanted to add something onto it. And then I was just sitting there thinking one day, and I was like, I like as a producer, I build the track. As an engineer, I shape the sound. So I just thought like an architect. I architect.
Oh shit! I got that off my first guess.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. So, but yeah, so I just ended up adding that onto the name, and then that was able to kind of make it unique again. So now when you search up B1 the Architect, you're not seeing any duplicates or any bullshit. So that was kind of the reasoning for that.
The only thing I find is, I don't know if it's just my phone or if it's other people, like when I was trying to find your sounds on Instagram Music, like so I could put it on our little promo thing.
Yep.
Like it kept bringing up Frank Sinatra. I was like, what the fuck?
That's hilarious. I have no
Shout out
idea
Frank Sinatra. I mean, shout out Frank.
Shout out Frank.
You know, I think
Frank's a legend.
You should take a sample from Frank Sinatra and just chop it and do something with it, just out of respect for him popping up when they type your name.
Exactly, out of respect for the fact that we're somehow linked via social media. I don't understand.
You're synchronized via fucking Instagram.
Yeah.
But
I know, that's bizarre.
I was able to find what track did I put on
back in the day, right?
With DJ, yeah. Shout out to Sean Jackson Music, man. That guy fucking got dope bars, man.
Yeah, he's dope too. I only have been in contact with him for a little bit, maybe like the last 6-7 months. So I'm in the same boat. I'm just constantly reaching out to people, making connections, trying to work with new people.
So you just enjoy working with new people in general? Like are you not saying you work with just anybody, but like do you try to just
anybody who I think we gel creatively, I'm down to work with, is how I would put it. Like I've worked extensively with a bunch of people, like 420 Click. We had a project in the works at one point, like a whole project produced by me that they're collaborating on, and it's still in the vault. So we got to drop that at some point. I've dropped 2 projects with Eddie Jones, who I met. I don't remember actually how I ran into him originally. I think we just bumped into each other at a show or something. We just started chatting it up, and then we ended up having very similar taste in style and production. Like we both like soulful, melodic kind of hip hop. So we just connected on that, and then we put out some projects together. The E. Smitty guy I mentioned earlier from Atlanta, he's part of the Soul Powers, and he's an amazing singer. We chatted, we've been chopping up, so we got a bunch of songs in the works.
I got a lot of homies out in Atlanta that I've interviewed on the show before and coming up, but like there's a lot of dope artists in Atlanta. It's oversaturated in Atlanta with artists, but like when you find the ones that aren't like propped up on to be the next, they're missing out on a lot. They're missing out on a lot. You know, like, and
the cool thing about Atlanta too is it's like it's heavily dominated by like the trap and kind of southern sound. So when you find like boom bap dudes from there, it's cool because that's what I mean. They're different. They stand out because that's not the sound typically from that region, right? So.
Yeah, like shout out to my guy Black and Mill. Is it Black and Mill or Black and Mile? I always get high and forget. Anyways, it's Black and Mill or Black and Mile. It's at BLAKNMIL. If you check him out, he's an OG, and like he's still boom bap, bro. He's into like the old school, like Mobb Deep, all that. So like when I heard him rapping with like another one of his boys, Status, I was like, holy fuck! I'm like, this is crazy to find right now out there. Felt like I hit it.
Yeah, right.
Like if I was
it's fun.
If I was a scout or an A&R, I would have been like, fuck yes.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is back in the day in the industry, there used to be people used to really be talent scouts. They would just go out. They didn't give a shit if you already had an established following. They would just try and find the most crazy people they could, and then they would give you the platform. Yeah, nowadays it's like you already have to be popping by the time you come to us, and then it's a completely different game.
I just read an article today. It was talking about how labels are feeling a depression because they can't find a breakthrough artist for like new acts and stuff because like of all the like viral sensations that end up getting signed. Like I hate to say it, Ice Spice, like people like that who are getting signed because of a viral hit, and then like everything is like even the viral hit was mid, but I mean, fuck, everything else after was fucking lower than mid. It's like it's a catchy beat. That's the only thing. If anybody should be getting signed, just a producer.
Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of these artists they put on. It's they have a team putting together amazing videos and putting together mixing and mastering the songs, putting together the beats, and the vocalist doesn't even have to do much. They just go on there and they fucking mumble some shit, do some ad libs, and they're the one that gets all the credit and the fame and the glory for a big team effort, right? So that's a big thing for me in hip hop is I find it's people behind the scenes who work on music aren't appreciated enough. So it's a pet peeve of mine to see people like posting music and not shouting at everyone involved in the creation of it. You know what I mean? Like if you put a song together and some guy, even if he played 2 keys on it, shout him out, co-produced by. You know what I mean?
It's still a producer's credit. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like to make sure everyone.
People think the credit is just like a one-name thing. Like it's not. Like if you were playing keyboard and I was playing drums and we both put in the same amount of work, what are they going to choose? They're going to choose between which one was more important for the song. Like no.
No, exactly. You'll both. If you looked at the album credits, we would both be marked as producers, and you'd be an instrumentalist.
Couple shout outs quickly. Shout out Narky for joining, and shout out Ottawa's fucking hometown hero, man. He's doing a lot for Ottawa City Fidelia, bro. Hope you're well, man. Hope everything's going good with you. We're on with B1 the Architect. He's out in Toronto. You said Durham, right?
Yeah, I'm out in Durham right now. I'm from Toronto, but I live currently in Durham region in Oshawa currently.
If you want to hear some dope beats, bro, hit up B1. I know that you could probably vibe on one of his things. I think it'd be a good groove. So, yeah, City Fidelia, man, he's been doing a lot for the city. He just did a thing for it was Lay's potato chips, nacho cheese flavor. He's on their YouTube commercial.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
awesome, man.
He's been putting in
work. I gotta get fucking into the chip game.
City Fidelia was making music when I was making music, and like with Stitch and all that. Like City Fidelia was making music around that same time too. So like me and City Fidelia go back like fucking years, man. Like I've known him since he started, and it makes me think of our homie Dip Black who's passed away, man. And yeah, also R.I.P. to City Fidelia's brother who passed away a couple of years now, I think. So doves up to both of them, man, Dip Black and your brother, City. But yeah, like I said, I hope you and the family are well. Back to the conversation with B1, though. Sorry to interrupt, bro.
No, you're good. Absolutely, man. Give your shout out.
I got to give love to certain people that come in here sometimes because you don't see them often, but when you do, you know it's respect. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So with the rollout with your not the covers, but the remixes that you do, the other songs like the originals, are those gonna be made into a project, like a full project, or are these just singles you're dropping?
Well, I've been prior to starting doing this, I've only been doing the rollout like every couple of weeks. I've only been doing it for about 3 or 4 months,
right?
Something like that. Prior to that, typically what I did was I released a couple lead-up singles, and then I would release a full album, right? And I actually have, I think I have like 4 or 5 full records on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. I've done some physicals for a couple of them and stuff. So I've done full projects a bunch of times, and kind of the way I'm finding it works at this point in not only the music industry, but where I'm at in my career is basically until you have a devoted fan base that's there already, right? People don't have the attention span to take in a full 12, 13 track project.
You're right.
So it's like when I'm dropping these singles, it's kind of like I might pull some fans from this, and they're all kind of different sounding and different styles, right? So some of them might cater to one fan base, one might cater to a different one, and then I'm kind of pulling them all in. And then hopefully the idea is, I roll out singles for a couple of years, and then eventually I start putting out projects again. Yeah. But I definitely think some of them will end up on an album or two for sure. Some of them sound like album cuts. Some of them are intended to just be singles, but you never know. Sometimes you go back when you're putting the project together and you're like, oh shit, that would fit perfectly. So kind of depends on where it ends up. Yeah, but yeah, at some point, some of them might end up on a full length for sure.
So just, I'm sure we're gonna have you on again soon. Probably after our 100th episode, I'll have you back on for a part 2. But just a few things before we go. 3 artists you want to collaborate with, Canadian-wise, and 3 artists you want to produce for Canadian-wise.
Oof. Holy shit.
I love when they say that for the question.
I know. Man, it's tough because, like, there's so fucking many people, right?
Yeah.
3 artists I'd want to collaborate with, Canadian exclusively. I wanted to do some shit with, who was, like, there's Daniel Son and A-Son Eastwood and those guys. So I definitely want to do some shit with them at some point. I don't know if I'm on the radar. I think they were aware of LRP because I think I've seen them engage with that stuff before. So I don't know. Maybe I'm on someone's radar, but those guys I'd definitely like to work with. There's also people just not even in hip hop, like just musicians I'd like to work with. You know,
hip hop.
Yeah, because as a producer, like I love working with instrumentalists. So anyone who plays guitar and bass and keys and stuff, I would love to collaborate with and them send me instrumentation and stuff. I love doing that. My group Blade Runners does a lot of that. So I have a member from Japan, and he plays guitar and bass and keyboard, and he sends everything over to me. We go back and forth. So sorry to go off on a tangent there. I know that wasn't a direct answer, but
so bro.
Yeah, yeah. Appreciate that. But yeah, I'm trying to think of who else in Canada. There's got to be some more. Like, you know, I don't want to say anybody where I'm just like, I don't want to do it for the clout or anything. Like, because obviously there's some bigger Canadian artists where it would be a good look to do a collab with them. You know what I mean? Like, it'd grow your fan base.
Classified could make a dope record together.
Yeah, Classified's a great one. Good point. Yeah,
even you and Quake.
Yeah, Quake Matthews, another good one. See, you're kind of jogging my memory because I listened, like, I'm overwhelmed with artist names. I have, like, a Spotify
how much a fucking interview
like, yeah, exactly.
Like, even
just working in the industry.
Out west, I feel like if you wanted to do, like, a bar for bar, like, just heavy bar rap, you and, like, Flesh and Fur. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's dope. Who else?
I've heard of him,
some heavy bars. There's tons of people out there. Details and Mr. ESQ, Mr. S are fucking dope. There's tons of people. There's the guy I interviewed a couple episodes ago, Sionis, he's dope. He has a collective that he's in. Hustlers of different personalities, I think it goes by. I have to double check, but yeah, there's a lot of people I think you could work with, but definitely a lot of artists out east, like I was saying, Quake Matthews, R.I.P. Pat Stay, but I could have definitely seen him on a bootleg beat for you.
No, absolutely. That would have been one of the bucket list ones for sure. I would have loved to work with him.
And I miss that guy.
Shame, man.
I see him every day on Facebook pop up, and I'm like, oh man, when will the memories stop?
Yeah, it's crazy. It just happened out of nowhere, and I remember, like, the day before, it was so random because I hadn't watched, like, any battle rap or anything related in, like, years, and then for whatever fucking reason, someone said something, and it triggered me to, like, one of the bars Pat Stay said in that fucking battle where he battled the transsexual woman. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. But I rewatched that, like, the day before he died randomly, just not even, and then the next day I see he passed away, and I was like, what the fuck? That's so crazy.
Fucking piece of shit coward, man. Stabbing him and shit. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Man.
No, that's crazy.
Every time I see the story or the article pop up, man, I get fucking furious about it.
Yeah. Did they ever clarify, like, exactly what happened with that?
No,
like,
but I'm sure when the trial comes to be, then that's when it'll come out, you know?
Oh, okay.
I don't want to get into, like, stories I've heard and stuff like that. The only thing, the facts are, all we know is he was at the bar and he got stabbed.
Yeah.
So.
No, exactly.
That's enough to just make me mad. Like, you know, like Pat would have threw hands, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, anybody who's cowardly enough to be,
him, just why didn't you just throw hands? You know, like,
Well, to
from
be
the
fair,
East
that guy's
Coast.
fucking giant. Yeah, he's probably scared as shit. Pat was a big fucking dude.
Yeah, man, he was a big fucker, man. Oh
Yeah.
man, long live Pat Stay though.
Yeah, absolutely. Rest in
So
peace.
yeah, I was gonna say we're still building our artist wall for when the studio's up for like the podcast. So if you have any physical copies of any of your past stuff and want to sign them, or
Yeah.
like even any merch that you want to just send as like, just send it and it'll go up on the wall.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So
I'll send over. I have some copies left of my last solo record that I printed CDs for, so maybe I'll send one of those over to you.
sounds good. And another thing that On the Line was doing, because we have the series like this, the car chats, but we have our Spotify and Apple Music, so we're gonna do I'm gonna be producing, not beat making, producing, executive producing a Cypher series mixtape. So I'm gonna be like picking producers from different cities in Canada, and I have a few states that I'm gonna be using, like Atlanta, and I'm gonna have, Georgia, Vermont. So I'm definitely gonna have a Toronto cipher because it's Canada, and if I didn't, it'd be weird, probably. So I don't know if you'd be interested in trying to be the production credit for it. I mean, that'd be dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
definitely
with that, you could, for that actual cipher, you could help me decide on the artists that we want on it.
Absolutely.
So I'll give you more information on that, because that'd be dope to work with that way, because I'll probably get on a couple myself as like maybe an intro verse maybe, and that's it. But other than that, it's just, I'm going to do it like the old mixtape days and have a DJ host it and everything.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. Let me know.
So, yeah.
I would rap, I would produce, whatever you need me for.
Definitely, if you're guaranteed, if you're going to be on the production credit, you'll have a verse on it for sure.
Sounds good, man. Look forward to hearing.
That's the joy of being able to do multiple things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who knows? Even the Toronto one, maybe you'll be able to get it filmed by you too somehow.
Yeah, we could probably get it filmed and edited.
Ones, like the main ones that I'm trying to get done, like, well, whichever ones I consider the singles on the mixtape, I'm gonna have videos for. So I'm gonna probably have the bigger city ones have videos done, maybe a couple small ones, because it's crazy to see what these small towns can do.
Yeah, absolutely. There's talent everywhere.
Crazy, bro. But yeah, bro, we're gonna come back to this, I think, for a second part, because I know there's a lot more that we need to talk about for sure.
Oh yeah.
And anything you want to say before we go?
Just follow me on Instagram if you are watching this. Follow me and keep tuned, because I'm going to be releasing a ton of stuff. I hope to come back and get to know you a bit more and chat a bit more, because I have a whole. This is my first time doing an interview, so it's nice to just start talking about it, and I'm sure more stories will come to my head by the time we talk the next time. So
definitely,
I look forward to it.
I have a lot more questions I want to go off on, but Instagram will cut me off in like 2 minutes because it's gone too long, which is stupid.
No
because
problem.
You could just start another one. But anyways, yeah, shout out to B1 the Architect, and you're multi-talented and well-rounded MC. You're a dope producer. Videography is also in your game, and your sound engineering is on point. And I appreciate all you do for the artists around you and for yourself. Everyone that tapped in today for episode 95, thank you. I appreciate it. If you're not following B1 the Architect, give him a follow. Stay up to date with all his content. If you're not following me, make sure you give me a follow. Help me hit 2,000 followers so me and my sponsor, Diamonds Rising, could do our next giveaway for a hoodie. And also check out R Star Get Up. They're another person I'm going to be working with. I think they're out of Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure they're out of Mass. But yeah, there's someone else we're going to be working with. So go check their stuff out. Check out Diamonds Rising. Cop something nice. Hit up Diamonds Rising for a promo code. Maybe they'll give you a discount. I don't know. I can't promise it. But shout out to B1. We'll have him on again soon. We're on our way to episode 100. 5 more till 100. And I hope you guys tune in for all those for the rollout. Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thanks for having me, man. Look forward to doing it again.
So. And again, I'm your man,
brother.
Hanley. Have a good night, everyone.
B1 is out.